I'll do 5, 4. Hey, no, we could take a selfie together. Let's do this. You're a content creator. Just you don't have to be sneaky about it.
No, that was for the vlog. But no.
I've had people take photos of me without my permission, and I'm just like, what's wrong with it?
Great, I love it. That way, whenever this goes up, I'll
There we go. There we go. Welcome to the Positive People Posse Living Room. I'm your host, Dom Green, marketer and life enthusiast of Positive People Posse. Today, I have a special guest. I'm very excited to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and uplifting with Britt Null. She's a digital content creator, and I'm sure she's got a great story. Britt, thank you for being on today.
Thank you for having me. I don't know if I have a great story, but I'm happy to be here.
You know what? The story is all about, where we're at today, if anything. So I'm sure we're going to dive into, some of the things that you've probably experienced this year, maybe in the past, but it's all about sharing our journeys. I think that's a really important aspect of life in general.
Yes, I would agree with that for sure.
So a little bit about you before we get to like what you do. So you have 2 cats and 3 kids, right?
Yes. Wow, I can't believe I'm a cat lady. Yes, I have 3 kids who I refer to as my roommates, my roomies, and they keep me busy. And then I do have 2 cats, 1 full grown and 1 kitten who is like a puppy. So yes.
Oh yeah, cat people always say that. My cats are like dogs.
Yeah. No,
Do they play fetch?
Well, he's just, both of my cats are more like dogs. I think that's why we get along, so.
All right, so you are a digital content creator. So tell me a little bit about that journey. How'd you get into this? And you're doing this full time. This is your lifestyle.
So my degree is in elementary education, so I'm not doing anything with my degree right now. And it started out as a hobby about 10 years ago. Started a YouTube channel. It was strictly for fun. Before YouTube was like what it is now, just cat videos. So anyway, long story short, that grew, gained a following, and it turned into more of a business. And I was shocked because it was never a journey that I really, like if you would have ever said, hey, this is gonna be your full-time gig 10 years down the road, I would have been like, really? How?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a great journey. So I do YouTube, I have a blog, try to keep up with all the social medias, TikTok. I shouldn't even say that. I have like 3 TikToks, but anyway, that's the short end of the explanation about work.
So what's your secret sauce? What do you think it is that your audience they're captivated by, what you do? What's very unique about what you do?
I don't know that there's necessarily anything super unique or niche about what I do, but I think the secret sauce is, for me, being authentic through my journey. I have followers that have been there from when I had my kids, like day 1 to now. And I think for me, the only way that I'm able to put myself out there and authentically create content is to truly be myself. And people see everything from like a good day to a struggling day to I'm losing my mind. I share it all. And I really enjoy connecting with other people. And so I think that's what keeps me motivated. And in turn, I think that's what keeps people following.
No, I can definitely appreciate that. I'm not an avid stalker, but from time to time, I see things that pop up. And one thing that I can say is, I really appreciate you, sharing like who you are as a person. One thing that I did see was, I think it was something about coffee cups, and you have a coffee cup right here. So you have, how big is your collection of coffee cups?
Oh my gosh. So that's what I love about the internet. I can get on and talk about something so random. And
that's the only thing that really stood out in my mind. The only thing I really know about you is that you collect coffee mugs.
This is the kind of content that I create. It's so random. Yeah, so I have a coffee mug addiction, and I got on Instagram stories, and I was kind of sharing this thinking, okay, this is so weird. I'll probably be the only one. And when I tell you my DMs blew up after that, like so many people were talking about like, I love mugs too, and you should do a giveaway. And it like turned into this whole thing. So that's just the funny part of the internet is like, I can there's times where I'll plan content that I think is like super heartfelt and deep and like, I'm going to get so much engagement on this, and it's like crickets. And then talk about something random like mugs, and it's like, I'm here for it. So
that's so funny because, you know, like I believe, you know, just like even going back to my childhood, my mom was like the biggest coffee drinker, and she's got mugs out the yin yang. It's good that you were giving away mugs and not weird things like socks. I'm sure you're getting weird requests out there in the internet where people, the internet is weird. So
it can be weird. It definitely can be weird. There's definitely days where I'm like, okay, so people, you know, they follow you and they feel like they truly know you. So they get up in your DMs with some crazy stuff, and I'm like, okay, we don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to check yourself, but for the most part, it's pretty positive. So
yeah. So, you know, that's another thing. I believe that nowadays, like, you're getting more watch time than most celebrities would. So I'm sure that, like, think about it. Like back in the day, no, I'm just saying, even our content, people are digesting our content more than their favorite celebrity. So, you know, because they see us daily. Their favorite celebrity does a movie once a year. And so, yeah, it is all about, you know, the familiarity, you know, so you really do believe that, you know, there's an audience that they're learning something from you. So, you know, that's awesome.
I mean, it's huge because I have a couple friends in the movie industry, and now, like not now, but in the last few years, it's been, what is your following? So when you go to auditions, apparently now they ask you, like, are you on social media? Because that impacts like your popularity, I guess. So you can be a great actor, but like you have no social, you don't really have any fans or following, like they want that now. So that's, it's hard to stay relevant though. Until things in public, I'm like, man, I feel like it's difficult.
Hey, don't worry about switching past it all. That's what it's all about on the show. Just kind of talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and uplifting. I mean, it's all relevant. One thing I will say is, you know, as you said, you said that it can be a little bit difficult sometimes when you do create some content and you feel like you put your work into it and it gets crickets, you know, like how do you deal with that? You just keep on going? I mean, like, it's challenging, right?
Yeah, no, it is a struggle, especially when you really want to create content that you connect with and enjoy, but also content that obviously people want to see. There's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this really artsy, like cool video, and it's gonna be awesome, and like nobody cares. And so then it's like, well, how much do I do? How much of this is I do this as a passion? There's joy in it, and I find fulfillment in it without anyone else needing to sign off on it. And how much of it is I'm doing this for a like, or I'm doing this for, you know, whatever. And I think it's a very fine line. It can be hard to navigate that.
No, for sure. You know, I definitely feel like it's making it more tough for digital content creators because the algorithm's constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
The algorithm is not your friend.
It's not.
And if you try to play into the algorithm, it's going to eat you up mentally because you're always trying to figure it out. And you know what? They don't even owe you a single sense of information at all. So that does make it really tough, you know? So that engagement, when people do engage with you, I'm sure it feels really good because, you know how much work goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep it to where if I'm having a day where I'm just like getting stuck on numbers, I just log off because at the end of the day, I truly want it to be something I find joy and passion because that's truly how I stay creative. If it turns into this like, well, what am I going to create in order to get likes or whatever? It's not content creation to me. And maybe I'm like an OG when it comes to like the old school way of creating posts and all that. But like, I truly believe you have to put some sort of yourself, some sort of creativity into it, or it's just a picture, you know, or just a random video. So, yeah.
No, I love it. So, as of late, with the content that you created, how has the pandemic shifted your content?
Woo, child. Actually, that's hilarious. It hasn't shifted a ton, meaning when everything first went down and we were all in quarantine, like hardcore lockdown, like no one was leaving. I remember being like, oh man, my content's kind of struggle. Like, what am I going to vlog about? And then I started vlogging for my YouTube channel and I was like, Trick, you born before this. Like you haven't changed. Like you're doing the same. You were in your house before. So, and then I was like, okay, I guess it's really, I'm not doing anything that different.
You were literally a home girl. You were a home girl. You were a homebody.
I was like, nothing really has changed for me. So, in that sense, it was a little laughable because I'm like, yeah, I live a pretty simple like life. You know, I do the same stuff all the time. But as far as like mentally and the stress going on in the world, I think it allowed even more vulnerability and more opportunities to just be like, hey, we not okay. Like, let's talk about it and let's get together, you know, because we're in this together. We're all struggling. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it volumizes everything that we're at home more, or just even in the sense that we should be at home more.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you should come out with a shirt that says homegirl. Or I think your audience would really love that for Christmas, you know?
I'm like, is that trademarked? I feel like that's probably already on
a t-shirt. Hey, you know, ask for forgiveness later. Just do it. Ask for forgiveness later.
Homegirl, though, I do like that. I'll have to credit you because I'm like, I see the marketing being like homegirl, but not the kind you think. Like,
exactly.
I'm home, drinking coffee.
and on that note, you know, let's talk about these things. So where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Kansas City?
Yeah, so I was born in Denver and I moved to Kansas City at the age of 9. So I still feel like Colorado is like my roots, but I've lived here in Kansas City longer than I lived in Denver. So, but I am a
Broncos fan.
But I respect the Chiefs. Y'all
rings are all that matter right now.
He's still out ringing. I'm just gonna say.
That's true.
We'll get into the
That's
fight.
True. Okay.
I always have to come back. Sorry.
That was quick. That was very swift.
No, but yeah. So I basically grew up here in Kansas City. I had a short stint that I lived in LA for a little while, and I feel like living there, I think it was like 2 years, made me appreciate Kansas City even more. LA was not for me. It's a great, fun city to visit. I'm all for visiting, but living there was not for me. So, yeah, I'm absolutely loving. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. So growing up as a kid, you know, so how many do you have siblings? Are you only child? One brother.
Yes, yeah. But we look about the same age and we're the same height, so people always thought we were twins. Yeah, he's 2 years older than me, so.
So yeah, tell me about that childhood and that upbringing. Was it easy places? Was it like good, humble beginnings?
Middle class family. I love my family. Actually, fun fact, I was homeschooled for a very large portion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So were you naturally an introvert for a while? Did you have to break?
So here's the funny thing. I think there's so many stereotypes about homeschoolers, which I can make fun of. I was homeschooled, so I get it. I get all the jokes. But like, I think people automatically think that it makes you like kind of like weird and like introverted and all that. I think I was introverted just because I am. That's who I am. Like, that's who I was born to be. But homeschooling, actually, my mom worked really hard to make sure that we like saw the kids and were normal. So a lot of people were surprised when we would say we were homeschooled because we didn't have problems like communicating or interpersonal skills, things like that. Like, we were just normal kids. So in that regard, I don't think homeschooling made me introverted. I think I was just born this way. But yeah, no, it was an interesting experience. I did go to high school. So I homeschooled all the way up to high school, and then I went to public high school. And yeah, I mean, I had a good time. So here I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of people's journeys, it's funny when you look at an individual and you assume that they have the exact same journey as you often, like, until we tell a story about like, you know, our past and who we are. You know, everything that's going on right now in the climate of the United States right now, it seems like there is a lot of racial tension, a little bit of divide, a lot of a divide, if anything. How does that impact you today? Like being at home and seeing everything that's going on, is it anything new to you? Or is it?
Not new. It's not new at all. I think if anything, I have so many thoughts. So I'm like, let me not.
It's okay to process.
No, I just have a lot and I don't want to like word vomit. But I just, I think what was interesting to me was when the George Floyd situation happened, it wasn't new. Obviously as Black people, this is not new. This happens all the time. But I think what shocked me was the response of so many people that were surprised. I don't know if it's because the world had stopped during that time and we were all at home, so people were finally able to like pay attention. But I kind of was looking around like, y'all surprised? Like, you really thought this was like the first time? And I don't know, I think it almost angered me. And I know that sounds bad because I should have been like, woo, we're getting our time. We're finally, people are hearing our voice. But I was actually irritated because I was like, we've been saying this for so many years. Like, why are you just not realizing it? So that's probably kind of a non-positive, crusty side.
No.
let me add some more positivity.
It's okay. No, that's what positivity is all about. We're trying to get to that oasis.
Okay. So let me end. The positive part is, I think it opened up a conversation that has not, unfortunately, been opened up to that level before. And so, lots of feelings, lots of things, lots of conversations with people that I don't think would have a conversation with. And in the world of content creation, I feel like Black content creators were finally given amplification. And it was kind of like, I remember waking up one morning and getting all these followers and being like, wow, it's actually cool to be a Black content creator.
Yes.
I'm sure you probably experienced the same thing. So.
Oh yeah, our sales went through the roof for 2 weeks. I was like,
right.
whoa.
It's all about Black people.
This is amazing.
No.
And I've really never made that about my mission in order to just try to exploit or whatever. I think it's exploitation, but I want people to see color for all the right reasons, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not about not seeing color, because if we don't see color, then we don't know where we can, strengthen our interpersonal relationships and like figure out how we can progress. And yeah, it's definitely been a weird awakening year. Obviously, it's nothing new, right? As you stated, but I think there's more validation now, which it's like, okay, people are seeing this. This is a real thing. Yeah. And before, I may have felt like I wanted to avoid all of these things, Yeah. And it's not that I'm, trying to rain down with even more conversations about it, but these are, there's a part of history that's not told, and it's ongoing, and so it's we have to constantly just try to figure out how we can have these conversations without it being so volatile,
Yeah. Well, and I might disagree a little. I know what you're saying about volatile, but like sometimes you got to have it out. It's kind of like a family member or a friend where, and maybe I think the sign of a good friendship and maybe just having any sort of progress is sometimes you do have to like have it out a little bit, but amicably. I don't feel like just yelling at
No.
And if someone is set on not understanding and not learning, there's not a lot you can do with that. So allowing that person to just understand on their own or be patient with them is important. But sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be a little heated. So
no, we need a path of resistance for sure, just to, to get that progress. I definitely believe in that. I think more of the sense of like, okay, I know that I'm saying something. I know that you hear me, but are you hearing me? Yeah. And so the listening aspect and that component, I think that's really tough. I think a lot of people are talking, a lot of people are listening, but are they really listening? And we need progression in that way, where it's, there is a lot of validation right now, but, all things positive to me. I do believe that we have to see, the worst before we have to show our asses before, we can see that progress.
I mean, this year has been crazy, but I think there's a lot of good that has come from it. Just all of us being maybe even more real with just ourselves. Like, I feel like this was like the year when your parents like punish you, you know what I mean? And it's like so terrible, but then you're like, I needed that. I don't know. That's like a vast generalization, but I don't know. I feel like we all just got like beat up this year.
I mean, doesn't it feel like the biggest experiment ever? Like everything all at once?
What's coming next? Like, if it's not from here on out, like it better just be like we all are winning millions somehow or something, like crazy things, money falls from the sky. I don't know. I want something crazy.
No, it's aliens. The aliens are next.
I'm not even
Aliens are
mad
coming.
about that. If I could get through all this, I'm like, take me, fine. I'm down to go.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up. Yeah.
No, so with everything, your kids are your kids now going to be homeschooled? Are you thinking?
Well, they are, not by choice.
Oh, really?
Well, no. Okay, so what had happened was, no, everybody is virtual learning. Not everyone, but I think all of Kansas schools and KCMO schools, I think everybody is distance learning. So they are as well. They started last Monday. And I think this is where the mom guilt comes in. Because not only was I homeschooled, but I also have a teaching background. So you would think I would be like, yeah, let's teach the kids. And it's been the opposite. Like, I am not here for it. It's been a struggle. There's a huge difference between teaching other people's kids and teaching your own. So I have to be authentic and honest to say it hasn't been like this glamorous experience, but we are getting the hang of it.
You're only 1 week in into the next semester, right?
Yes. No, this week has already been better. Last week, the first week we started was rough, but it's gradually getting better, getting more used to it. And honestly, and this is how this whole year has been. There's days where it's like, this is terrible, this is the worst. And then the next day it'll be like, this is actually really beautiful. What a weird experience, but also, isn't this great? Like, so it's very much so that vibe when it comes to school with the kids. But yeah, they're here all the time. So that's also something.
Those are your roommates, remember?
Yeah, my roommates are always around. They don't go anywhere. So.
It's all about adjusting to everything. I think we've all quickly adjusted to this year. I mean, there's a new norm that's happening. So you have to fall into place a little bit. But, so with that being said, how do you get your private time, your alone time? How do you digest?
Yeah. Well, thankfully, I do have a pretty good co-parenting relationship with their dad. So they do spend time with their dad and then like grandparents too. So that's really helpful. So I take advantage of the days when they're not here and I try to get all my work in, get all the play, all the fun. But like self-care, that's been huge. I actually talked about this on my YouTube channel. I did a video talking about divorce and my divorce specifically. And just the importance of self-care and how it's not selfish. I think for years I thought in order to be a good mom, I need to like dedicate every ounce of my life and time to my kids. And that's just gonna run you ragged. So I'm going like 5 million different directions, but how do I get time to myself? I put them to bed and then I stay up way too late a lot of nights.
And that's a lot of creators are the same way. Staying up way too late. Yeah. And then you wake up and you go to bed thinking that you're going to change the world, right? And then you wake up and you're like, why did I stay up too late?
Why did I do that? Now I don't feel like doing anything. No. But yeah, I stay up too late or I'll wake up early. I mean, I think that this year actually has been really powerful in seeing like if I can create content, I can get stuff done with what has been going on this year, I literally feel unstoppable. You know what I mean? Because like this has been the craziest year ever. So now we can do it all. If life ever goes back to normal, we're gonna just be like, this is even better. So yeah.
I dig it. So how much social media is too much social media? There's so many platforms now.
Yeah.
We've got Facebook that's been around forever, Instagram, now we've got TikTok.
Yes.
You're done with Snapchat, right?
So let's talk about Snapchat. I had Snapchat for a day when it first came out and I accidentally almost snapped myself in the bathroom somehow. And like, I don't even know, because I can be a little technologically like absent-minded. I don't know what I did, but when I almost did that, I was like, Snapchat is not for me. So I didn't really get on there. But I feel like as a digital content creator, you have to kind of have your hands in everything. So I have a Pinterest, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitter, I have a TikTok, I have Instagram, I have it all, but I don't feel like you can do 100% on all those. I just personally don't. I think that you have to pick the top ones that do well for you or the ones you enjoy and roll with that and do your best on the rest, I guess. Yeah. Yeah,
no, I feel like, it's way too much to do all at once. I mean, like, you'd be running around like a mad woman, trying to do, 10 TikTok videos in one day, your Instagram, your YouTube, all of it.
I stick with what I feel like works well for me. I really did try to get into TikTok. I'm not giving up on it, but
they might take it away from us anyway, so.
Well, yeah, I I'm like, is that true? Like, is
It's a
really
real, yeah, it's a real fear. It could
Wow.
actually happen.
Wow, that's crazy. I did try to learn a few of the TikTok. So funny
Dances?
story. I was in my kitchen trying to learn like the savage dance,
Yes.
the whole thing. My daughter walked downstairs when I was practicing, and she was like, "Are you trying to learn a TikTok dance?" And she roasted me so hard that I was like, "I'm done. I'm done. I'm not even upload it."
I think that's really tough because even like think about like everything that's going on with like music in general, like Cardi B's new song, WAP.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the acronym right now, but
I know what it
you
means.
have to keep that away from your kids to
Worship
some
and
degree.
praise. That's what WAP means. Worship and praise. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, there you go. Get on your knees and praise.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of stuff out there for kids. And like, I'm still kind of old school mom where I'm like, I try not to let my kids listen to music that have, like my daughter's heard some of that. And she's like, we just know we don't say it. But I'm like, I don't even really necessarily want you to like hear it.
Yeah.
So some of these TikTok dances are fun, but like, including the kids, I'm like, that song is really bad. So I don't know, but I know teach their own, so no judgment, no judgment. I also just need dance that well.
Well, the funny thing is, it's when you get older, you realize that 75% of the music that you listen to had some like hidden thing.
Yeah, that you just didn't know. Yeah.
There was a song called Next, and there was like something about dancing and stuff, and coming through, and I was like, I didn't realize what that meant until I was like 24, and I was like, hold on a second. I was like, this is my song, and I really listened to the lyrics, and I was like, oh, I was in junior high listening to the song. My parents didn't even know.
That would be hilarious to do a video and like re-listen to all the songs you listened to, and then like what you thought it meant as a kid.
Yes.
And then realizing like what it's actually saying. Because I feel like I had some of those songs where I was even singing the lyrics, like, and then like now I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know what that was.
Oh my gosh, reminiscing on that. That definitely takes me back right there.
Are you on TikTok? Do you do the TikTok dance?
I'm on TikTok, but for the listening audience, I am not on TikTok, so don't find my TikTok. I did get a video. I did get a video that got like 1 million views on it.
What did you do? Okay. What were you doing? Now you gotta share.
I wasn't in it.
Oh.
Like I literally just like created something, a video. It was something stupid, and then it just went viral. It was amazing.
Wow. Was it what like we're twerking or people twerking? Oh, you want to talk about
this is the Easter egg. Everyone's going, if you're listening, you're going to go and find it. So I'm not going to directly.
I've turned the corner. I've turned into the interviewee now.
Oh, and that's okay. That's okay. It's funny. Like I have that private aspect. TikTok is like my, that thing.
Me unmasked here.
It's okay. We're only getting like 500 listeners a week. So no, it's not. We're not that big.
I'm gonna find it. But nobody else. Okay.
Yeah. Get off my TikTok. Don't go there.
Wait,
what is it?
You can have a private one, right? Is it?
I can, but it's kind of like, why have a private? Like I want people to discover it, but I don't want to put it out.
You do want to be discovered. You're not really that.
By a different audience. A totally different audience.
Okay, we're gonna just cut. Next question. Next subject.
We're not gonna edit this out either.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
No, but like the algorithm is amazing though on there for the most part, because like you literally don't have to have a big following and you can reach people. And I do see people doing some really cool stuff out there, like talking about mental health in a really creative way.
People are so creative. So I definitely am not knocking it. I think it's a great thing. I think people that know how to use it are great. There's like so many ages of people. There's so many subjects. I think it's awesome. I just don't feel as though I fit in. I think maybe one day it'll click. Like one day I'll wake up and I'll be like, I'm going to do TikTok today.
Yeah.
I've thought of a lot of funny TikToks. I just don't ever do them.
You got to put all those down and then just like test yourself, because I do that often where I'm like, I'm just gonna try and see how this goes, but it keeps you creative.
Yeah,
and we all need laughter.
Inspire me. I'm like, maybe this is a challenge. Maybe I do 1 week of creating one TikTok.
That's all you need.
Where I force myself to just, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be anything, special. Just one TikTok a day. I think for me, it's the shortness of it, because I can be very long-winded, as you could probably tell just listening to me talk. So it's hard for me to like cut. It's like cut. Like there's so much time. So you can't be doing the most, but you get a minute, right?
Yeah, you can get up to a minute. And now Instagram has Reels, and that's like 15
And I've
seconds.
done some reels, and I feel like they are highlighting reels. So if you do some reels, you can be found and maybe gain followers. But what I don't like about reels is I'm like, what's the difference between it and an Instagram story? Because it's kind of the same.
I
Right?
know.
But whatever.
I've been thinking the same thing, but I don't want the Instagram haters to come out there and.
I know, right? I feel like
we're already losing engagement for some reason because we don't understand the algorithm.
See, my engagement has been trashed, but I won't get on that on your podcast.
I know. No, we can talk about that. You know, like I love that. You know, hearing from another creator, you know, the engagement before was amazing. It seemed like when we really put it out there, our audience would see it. And now our audience doesn't see it at all. But luckily, we've got a good email subscription base because, like, without that, you know, we wouldn't be able to see half the people, or not even nearly half.
It's frustrating. I will say it's a trend because I was on Instagram from day one, so I've been on for a minute. Whenever there's an update or something new, like for some reason engagement tanks because I think the algorithm is focusing on the new updated stuff. So I also want to like penalize people that aren't using the new
stuff. I know.
Don't tell me I said this because I'll lose my music or something. I swear they always complain. Because one time I complained and then I lost my music tab for like 2 months. So it was like I swear it was like
we don't have a music tab for whatever reason. I noticed that. I don't know what we did wrong, but
man, I lost mine several times before and I was like, oh no, I complained too much. So I'm like whispering now. But I feel like if you don't use the new thing as much, they kind of just are like, well,
yeah, such a cult.
I digress.
You know? That hurts, you know? But I'm glad we're not the only ones. Like, we're trying to figure this out and, you know, constantly, especially for our clients, because we are a digital marketing company, and our listeners need to know that because we can help you with all your digital marketing strategies, plug.
Okay.
And but overall, it does mess with people. You know, I think people just want to know, like, what they could do better. And so it's always a process, but, you know, we're not the strategists on social media. So, but, you know, it's all about having fun regardless. At the end of the day, have fun, you know, give an F about it, and maybe you'll get a following from it.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I will say it is hard to gain in this day and age of Instagram. It just is. I joined way back before. I mean, it's like 7 years, I think, is Instagram's been around, and I started on day one, and I think my first picture was like a picture of my drink or something. I don't know. It was just, I slightly missed those days when it was literally just fun. Like, people were just putting pictures up because it was what they wanted to do.
Now it's 1,000 different things now.
Sometimes it feels so forced. Sorry, my glasses have been so
it's okay.
Interview. Pardon that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. So, okay, what do you have that's coming up in the next month or so that our listening audience and viewing audience can hear about? I was about to say surviving, but no, let me actually be cool. Say something. Okay, so I started a new series on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Britt's Space. Just search Britt's Space on YouTube, BRITT, and then there's an S and then another SPAce. Okay, anyway. I started a new series called 5 Things I Wish I Knew. And it's basically where I talk about a specific subject and I share like 5 things I wish I would have known in hindsight. So my first episode was about divorce, 5 things I wish I would have known about divorce. And I actually got a ton of viewer questions. So I added those in. And it's like turned out to be a really fun series. So I upload Mondays and Fridays. Mondays will be this series that I'm doing. And then Fridays are a vlog because my followers really like the vlogs. I'll be honest to say, I feel like I'm very boring, but I still put them up because it's what they like. And I do enjoy, you know, chronicling my week and all that. So anyway, for those of you who want to tune in, I try to have a little bit of everything, you know, like the daily vlog feel, but then also some like juicy, real content. So my next video of the series will go up on Monday. I'm not sure what the topic will be yet. Everyone has told me childbirth, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's what's coming up for me.
I love that. And then they can look at your blog at, what is
my blog.
Give us all your handles right now.
Okay, so my My YouTube channel and my blog are both Britspace. So my blog is britspace.com. I'm Britspace on YouTube. And then my Instagram is Britt Null. So that's a little bit of some branding. Had I gone back and been able to change everything. But anyway, hindsight's 2020. So you can find me on Instagram, Britt Null, BrittNull. And then I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. I'm also Britt Null on TikTok, but I'm not doing nothing there. So, but feel free to add me if you want, because I might eventually start. And yeah, I think those are all the things. I am trying to just keep up with YouTube, a blog post, social media. I'm just struggling. So yeah.
And last but not least, what kind of advice would you give to the person who wants to create content and they're struggling?
Oh man. Okay, so if you want to create content but you're struggling, first and foremost, I would say what vision do you have for yourself? Not what Instagram have you copied or looked at and said, oh, they do really well, I want to do that. What do you love? What do you love to talk about? What do you go on and on and on about? That's what you should share with your soon-to-be audience. Whatever that is for you, so whether it's crafts, whether it's makeup, whatever makes your heart happy and your soul sing. Next up, go for it. Don't sit there and decide, oh, I need an amazing camera. I need like a all white feed in a background, and just go for it. Do the dang thing. Sorry. I don't know how. I used to be around kids, so can you tell?
You can cuss on the show. This is for the adults.
Damn is like a bad word. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, just go for it and don't hold back, and go into it knowing that it's going to work. Don't go into it like doubting yourself. Go into it with, this is going to work. This is what I want to do. And everyone's going to love it. So that would be my biggest advice. I have way more advice, but.
No, I love it. Well, they can follow you and probably DM you, right? Do you answer?
Yeah. Or maybe I'll do a series. I guess, here we go. Maybe
put in your blog too. We'll repost it.
I think maybe I'll do a blog post about, top 5 to 10 things to become a content. Okay, there we go. You heard it here first.
Some affiliate marketing with the cameras and stuff that you recognize that are good.
Oh, I have so much to share actually. So yeah, I
love it. Hey, Britt, thank you very much for your time. Everyone, like and subscribe. Continue following and share if this speaks to you.
Yes.
Live freely and stay positive. You guys are amazing. Cheers.